science mates, welcome back. So we are down into the unit 3 entitled Fluid Statics featuring Buoyancy. So what I am about to show you is how buoyancy works. So in swimming, as we jump or dive into the water, there is a certain force that keeping us to float, which keeps us floating, right? And that force is called buoyant force. However, because of our weight, and if we don't do anything to help us float, like life jacket or a salvavidas, we will eventually sink to the bottom. So even to those people who weigh less than us. So in this experiment, I am going to show you how the salt water affect the buoyancy of the egg. So how the egg will float. Okay, so the first step is, let's put the egg into one of the glass of water. So let's put it gently. And let's see what happened. It sinks, right? So but if we put table salt into the other glass, put into the other glass, and let's see what will happen to the egg.
Eventually.
So this time, let's put the other egg into this water, into this glass. And let's see what happened. See? It floats. Let's try to push the egg down and let go. See? Again. See? Not only float man siya dinhi nga nay asin, compare sa plain lang siya, unsay naa sa asin. Because science tell us that the amount of force that pushes up on this egg while it's on the water is equal to the weight of the water that was pushed out of the way. The first egg has weight, so it is trying to go down. The water is pushing up the buoyant force, but it turns out that the weight is actually bigger than that buoyant force. So, the egg still sinks. On the second glass of water, where the salt is being added, the second glass of water weighs more than the first glass of water because the salt adds weight into the water. Thus, when egg is pushed in the second glass of water where buoyant force is now greater because the water weighs more, then the egg floats. The egg is floating. See? This also basically how ships float. Ships are made very wide, so when you put them in the water, they push enormous amount of water out of the way. This also basically how ships float. So ships are made very wide, so when you put them into the water, they push enormous amount of water out of the way. That water that is pushed out of the way is going to be transformed into force. So the weight of that water is now equal to the force upward on the ship. So there you go. Goodbye, science mates.